Every organization, no matter how well structured, faces challenges. Some struggle with communication, others with leadership gaps, and many with resistance to change. But could it be that the real issue isn't the challenges themselves, but how they are approached? I've seen teams waste time addressing symptoms rather than root causes, leading to the same issues resurfacing again and again. What if solving organizational challenges wasn't about reacting faster, but about thinking better? Maybe the strongest organizations aren't the ones without problems, but the ones that know how to navigate them effectively. I've noticed that many organizations rely on the same people to solve every problem. But could it be that fresh solutions often come from unexpected places? I've seen frontline employees offer insights that leadership hadn't considered, yet their ideas never make it past a meeting. At the same time, I've seen leaders struggle to push change because they weren't engaging the right people. What if organizations made it a habit to widen the problem-solving circle, bringing in diverse perspectives instead of relying on a select few? Sometimes the solution isn't about working harder, it's about looking in the right places. Resistance to change is one of the most common organizational challenges, but could it be that people don't fear change as much as they fear uncertainty? I've seen employees reject new processes, not because they were bad ideas, but because they weren't given a clear understanding of what would come next. I've also seen leaders introduce change in a way that left people feeling overwhelmed rather than empowered. What if the best way to drive transformation wasn't through force, but through guidance? The most successful organizations don't impose change. They help people move through it with confidence. One of the biggest disconnects I've seen in organizations is between leadership and employees. Could it be that most workplace struggles come down to misalignment? I've seen leaders assume they know what employees need, while employees feel unheard and undervalued. I've also seen organizations invest in solutions that look good in theory, but don't address real pain points. What if companies spent less time making assumptions and more time listening? When people feel understood, they become part of the solution rather than part of the resistance. Organizations often treat problems as isolated incidents, but could it be that most challenges are interconnected? I've seen companies struggle with high turnover and assume the issue is compensation when the real problem is a lack of engagement. I've seen teams miss deadlines and blame inefficiency when poor communication was the real culprit. What if organizations took a holistic approach, addressing root causes rather than just treating symptoms? The most effective solutions come from understanding the full picture rather than focusing on isolated fixes. Decision-making is another common challenge. Some organizations overanalyze, getting stuck in endless discussions, while others rush into action without fully thinking through the consequences. Could it be that the key to better decision-making isn't speed or caution, but structured thinking? I've seen that when companies encourage a process of evaluating problems systematically, gathering insights, weighing options, and aligning on a plan, they avoid both indecision and reckless moves. What if addressing challenges wasn't about reacting quickly, but about responding thoughtfully? I keep coming back to this. Organizations don't thrive because they avoid challenges. They thrive because they address them with clarity, strategy, and adaptability. Could it be that the companies that succeed long-term aren't the ones that try to eliminate obstacles, but the ones that use them as opportunities for growth? I've seen businesses transform simply by shifting how they approach their struggles. What if every problem wasn't a disruption, but a chance to evolve? Maybe the best organizations aren't the ones with the fewest problems, but the ones with the strongest ability to solve them. Organizational challenges aren't just obstacles. They are opportunities to refine thinking, improve decision-making, and strengthen adaptability. Could it be that many challenges persist not because they are difficult, but because they are approached with unstructured thinking? A critical thinking workshop using the 5 C's and 8 D's model provides employees with a framework to analyze problems effectively, develop strategic solutions, and implement changes that create lasting impact. When organizations move from reactive problem-solving to structured, proactive thinking, they stop repeating the same mistakes and start evolving. It starts with conceptualizing, helping employees see the full scope of challenges rather than isolated symptoms. Many organizations waste time addressing surface-level problems while missing deeper root causes. Could it be that real problem-solving starts with redefining the issue itself? A structured thinking workshop trains participants to identify interdependencies, recognize systemic issues, and frame challenges in a way that leads to meaningful solutions rather than quick fixes. Once the problem is clearly understood, cognizing enables teams to develop diverse solutions. Many organizations rely on the same people to solve every issue, leading to repetitive thinking. But what if structured cognition allowed every employee to contribute unique insights? By applying the 8 dimensions of critical thinking, 8 Ds, including intuition, analysis, and sensing, employees learn to explore challenges from multiple angles, uncovering solutions that wouldn't emerge through traditional hierarchical decision-making. Comprehending ensures that organizations don't just come up with solutions, but fully understand their implications. Many decisions fail because they are made without considering long-term effects or cross-functional impacts. Could it be that structured thinking helps teams anticipate obstacles before they arise? A critical thinking workshop trains employees to analyze risks, assess feasibility, and understand how proposed solutions align with larger organizational goals, ensuring decisions are both effective and sustainable. Great ideas mean little without execution. Characterizing and problem-solving is about defining clear, structured action plans. Many organizations struggle with follow-through, where solutions remain in discussions rather than turning into action. Could it be that structured thinking is the missing link between planning and execution? By engaging in exercises that emphasize accountability, measurable goals, and define next steps, a critical thinking workshop ensures that employees don't just generate solutions, they drive them forward. The final step, concluding, ensures that teams don't just address challenges once, but develop a repeatable framework for future problem solving. Many organizations struggle with inefficiency because every issue is approached from scratch, without a structured process. But what if employees were trained to think systematically, ensuring that decision-making improves over time? A structured thinking workshop helps teams establish decision-making protocols that build consistency, efficiency, and confidence, creating a culture where problem-solving becomes a strategic advantage rather than a crisis response. The 5 Cs and 8 Ds model in a structured thinking workshop isn't just about solvums, it's about changing how organizations approach challenges at every level. Could it be that the most resilient companies aren't the ones that avoid problems, but the ones that develop thinking frameworks to solve them effectively? When employees learn how to analyze, strategize, and execute solutions with clarity, organizations become more adaptable, more innovative, and better equipped for long-term success.